Testing. Testing. Okay.
I go on and on, can't understand how I last so long. I must have superpowers, rap 225,000 hours. Get a calculator, do the math. I made 1,000 songs that made you move your ass. And for the last 300 months, I made 16 albums with me on the front, and they bump. Where you get your beats? I heard 93 rappers say bitch like me. 2 singers and 10 comedians, and I'm still gon' yell it every time you see me in. What's my favorite word? Why they gotta say it like short? You know they can't play on my court, can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Where you get that from? Grab a mic, spit one, let me hit that blunt. Pimp C, 8 Ball and MJG. Keep spitting that P to the IMP. Bun B, that's Texas, baby. Ballin' G, that's Memphis, baby. Short dog, that's Oakland, baby. Ain't nothing but pimpin' these days, G. My nigga C got locked up, but these real hoes still know they got to fuck. Give a fuck, nigga, what you say. Short dog, fuck with UGK. Do you really wanna be like me? Spit game like Snoop and T.I.P. Pretty girls in the VIP, they came with Dre. They don't need ID. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Your mind is gone, your brain is glazed. You've been wide awake for the last 3 days, popping pills. It goes down for real. Don't stop, just keep rolling downhill. Crash and burn, can't stand, fall back. You're doing too much, you can't handle all that. Man, it's been way too long. Time to let the whole world play your songs. Like me, my shit gets around. Leave the country, come back and hit the town. I'm in Miami, New York, and ATL. Houston and LA, ask Dave Chappelle about my rich bitch. He got her from me and made $50 million. I'm proud of you, D. But I'm crazy, you don't wanna be like me. I come from East Oakland where the youngsters get hypey. Blow it. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Bitch. Too short. Up all night, baby. Album number 16. Y'all can't fuck with that.
Cuando las 1970, 1970, 1970, 1970. Nací un día de junio del año 77, planeta Mercurio y el año de la serpiente. Signo patente tatuado y en mi frente que en el vientre de mi madre marcaba el paso siguiente. Nacer, llorar sin anestesia en la camilla. Mi padre solo dijo es Ana María. Sí, sería el primer llanto que me probaría, que mandó las heridas y dándome la batería. Solía ser entonces como un libro abierto, pero leí la letra pequeña del texto. Como un arquitecto construyendo cada efecto. Correcto, incorrecto, se aprende todo al respecto. Saber que algunas personas quieren el daño. Subir peldaño, tomar con mi peluche. Papá me regaló bajo mi insistencia un juego que trataba de compartir.
Hi. Sorry. Hi. Hi. I'm so sorry. Hello. What's up, folks? What's up, honeybee? How are you? I had to. What the fuck is this? I had to take care of something real quick. I started a little bit too early. How are you? I don't know if you noticed, but my face is. My face has had its beard revoked, unfortunately. And also, unfortunately, my goddamn computer won't connect to my earphones. How are you, honeybee? Of course. Oh, this is so cool. Can you hear me properly? That's so cool and annoying. Oh, I love that. Garbage. Hmm. Will it work now? What is this? Why is this happening? This is so
Whenever dark is falling,
I can't hear it.
know the spirit of the party starts to come alive until the day is dawning. We can throw out all the blues and hit the city lights, 'cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night. Give me the night.
it's so cool that when I try to connect earphones, it just completely fucks everything up. That's the coolest, most annoying thing that I've ever seen. OMG, it works. Yeah, I guess kind of, not really, not even, barely. Whatever. I hate it. All I want is to be able to use not these gigantic fucking headphones. I don't. I just. That's all I want is to not have to use these. But here we are, folks. Here we goddamn are. And by folks, I mean it appears to just. And and by folks, it means oh yeah, face haircut. Thanks. Face. No, I guess not face cut. Glitter queef. Welcome. Hmm. What's up, Stray? Yeah, I know it's been a while. It has been a wee bit. A little bit over a week, I think. A week and a half, maybe. How are you, Glitter? How are you doing? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. No, how do I close this? Not streamer mode. Oh my god. This everything's fucking breaking down. Nothing's working. How is everybody? How are we doing? How's folks today? That's my favorite emote. The guy doing this. What is that from? What is that from? Oops. That's also a very good emote. Oh man. Any updates? I've been also just like not really online at all. I haven't really been online like at all. Or like keeping up with much news. Nothing happened with that, you don't worry. Good. As it should be. You can click emotes and see. Oh, so it just says Twitch emote. So it's just Twitch. I still have yet to make my Chaga provided me every resource I needed in order to make my emotes, and I still haven't done that. Anyway. I guess we shall get into stuff. We shall do stuff. It's Avoiding the Puddles stream. It's from Avoiding the Puddles. Avoiding the Puddle, who's that? Sounds fun. Gimme the guy. Boop, 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 boop. Ours plays Silent Hill. Oh, is it just gaming? Don't get fooled by scammers pretending to be me. How have I not heard of Avoiding the Puddle? How have I never heard of this person? I used to be so into. Is he like a old like fighting? Not fighting, but like what does he play? Lord Aris. Hell yeah. Apparently, The Office made a sequel. I just found out about that through Drew Gooden, which I was not. Two Sheds Fi. Hey, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I did just see you there. Anyway, so Theo Von. I just went down a rabbit hole about Theo Von's backstory, which I don't, whatever. Don't really. He's a celebrity, and usually they have some type of weird backstory. But um, on one of his most recent, or maybe I can just find it on, what is his show called again? New York Circus this past weekend. Yeah, it was this.
Okay. Happy October. That's
Thanks.
where we are today. Good to be here with you here in the fall. We are pretty much into the fall now. As the calendar, you start to fall off the end of the year. And then just bam, you just land right there in Santa's arms over there. Around December 25th, baby. That's where we at. I got some new I did get some new glasses, I guess. They're
I don't know at what point he starts talking about when he's talking about the show, because if you don't know, what happened recently was he had recorded a Netflix special, and I believe, I don't remember if this was after, but I don't know, the time coincided. Theo Bong, the time the time coincided with him being used by, I believe, ICE for one of their promo videos. And then around that time, he also had a Netflix special that he was recording. The people who were the live audience at that Netflix special said it was terrible. He bombed. He like redid a bunch of lines. Like he redid the opening over and over again, like walking out onto stage. He was yelling at audience members. He half of the audience walked out on him. It was just a mess. And then in this episode that just came out, he was talking about it, and he said, I don't want to die. Like, I have no, I have no desire to hurt myself. And then he directs it at Israel. He says, you hear that, Israel? I have no urge to hurt myself, which is weird, to say the least. To say the very least. And I'm trying to find out where he says that.
You know, you had a couple times throughout the year, you get this little ticket at school, and it'd say on it Circus at the top. And it'd say like Willie's Circus, you know, or Risky Rick's Circus, you know. And it would say like admit one, just on this ticket. You could get it anywhere. So they were just giving out free tickets, you know. And it would be like, this petting zoo fucking rocks, it would say, or something like that on the back. Or where petting zoos go to fuck. It would say shit like that's a lot. But it was a big deal back then.
Was he making Israel? I'll show you the clip that I found. That's essentially what I'm going off of. Essentially what I was going off of.
If you've listened to this show before or seen anything, you know I say stuff. I would never take my own life. I would never take my own life. Okay? You hear that, Israel? I would never take my own life. I'm grateful to God for his grace in my life. I love my siblings. I have so many friends and people that love me and people that I want to see their children grow up. I'm hopeful that I get to have a wife and meet my own children one day. Like there's a ton of things in my life that keep me alive and hopeful, right? I want to be able to have an impact in the world. Um, if you've listened to this show before or seen anything, you know I say stuff.
So yeah,
I would never take my own.
which was really weird, considering all of his behavior recently. Like um, he was like screaming at the audience during his Netflix taping. I don't know if he was doing it as a, I don't know what he was. I don't know. I don't know the context of it. So I'm trying to find it. Oh, boop, 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 boop. I say stuff. But I can certainly see me saying something like, "Oh, just try not to." Was it framed in a way that it was that it was completely inaccurate? You know, just kind of alarming. And then a buddy of mine sent me a clip, and I could just see the outside, and it was because people are speculating that he had relapsed or something. Okay, yeah, he is talking about the show. Obviously, we don't have any, video of it until that special comes out. Hmm. When does he start? Sorry. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm all for title boards. I'm all for like accurate knowing who's on. I'm all for this thing needed, right? There's a week left to this special, and this happens. This thing comes out, and the video was a girl had walked up to me in a parking lot, and she had said, "Hey, my friend just got deported. What do you have to say? Or do you have a message?" I can't remember what it was, and I was just like, "Bye." And I didn't know if it was real, and I had no idea. I was just joking around. So a stranger came up to me in a parking lot. I think it was after a show, and there were some people gathered around, and we were just kind of like BSing and taking pictures and just kind of associating, right?
It's kind of fucked.
So
It's just so stupid that he wonders why he was used in such a video by the DHS, I believe it was. Was it the DHS? I don't know if it was DHS and ICE, but he's just so stupid. Like he's just such a weaselly little man for thinking that he will not be associated and is not bolstering what they're saying or what they're doing, what the Trump administration is doing. He's such a fucking idiot if he actually doesn't think that he would have anything to do with this plan that they're enacting now. Like I cannot fathom actually being such a dumb person, but he's not. I guess he's not. But everybody says that he's just faking it or something, and that he just wears his heart on his sleeve, or he doesn't actually just wear his heart on his sleeve. Um, but at the same time, it's like, how are you surprised that people were like, "Oh yeah, Theo Vaughn definitely supports these people," and then you're out there, and the clip of this, the clip that he says did not represent him, was of him saying bye to somebody who said, "My friend just got deported. What do you have to say about that?" After you had these people, after you had JD Vance on, after you had Trump on, and you said that, like, why wouldn't anybody think that you support what they're doing? This whole tighter border thing is just so like, again, so stupid. But you're not going to be able to explain to these fucking people.
that people don't know. like what went on. And it wasn't that crazy what went on. And I wish it was going to be a more exciting story, but I just want to, I just want to share with you kind of what happened, I guess. And I don't want to make it a big deal, but I think, but I do want to like just kind of go into it, right? You know, so mental health is important to me, right? It's important to me. We talk about that kind of stuff on here a lot. And hold on. And yeah, it's like, I think it's been something that we talk about a great deal and just think about and kind of explore, right? So I had a comedy special that we were taping. We were taping it last week. And about a month before I quit taking some antidepressants I was taking. You know, I just kind of self-weaned myself off. And the reason why was because I wanted, like during the comedy show, I wanted to have a little bit more emotion during it. I wanted to have this kind of, like, I just wanted to have some more feelings. You know, if you ever taken antidepressants or if you haven't, it kind of takes away your feelings, kind of. You know, so you just kind of stay in this space where.
That's an irresponsible fucking thing to say. What an irresponsible thing to say. Maybe that specific antidepressant took away, and I understand what he's saying, but that's just such an irresponsible thing to say. Maybe a specific antidepressant, maybe a specific SSRI. Who's Quinn? Hi, Quinn. Wait, is that Quinn from TikTok? Why do I not have that chat here? Oh my god, you're in multi. Oh my god, you're in multi. Oh my god, you guys are in multi. How many people were in there? I didn't see that. They want the optics of being against the administration because they benefit from it. I'm so sorry, folks. I did not see you. I didn't see you in there. Hi, Quinn. Hi, Silent. Silent, you're on YouTube? I've never seen you on YouTube in here. Hi, Quinn. Hi. Hi. I know I missed a beard too. Did you see my post about it? I tried to trim my beard and it did not work. And I tried to trim my mustache and I tried to like level it out because it was like uneven, growing in uneven. And I just like lopped off like a whole side of my mustache. And then I couldn't just like have no mustache and then the rest of the beard. Yeah, because I would look like Amish or like one of those weirdos like Forgiato Blow. And I would have looked like this guy. You know who Forgiato? Does anybody know who Forgiato Blow is? This ugly ass motherfucker. Good Christ. I would have looked like him. I'm an old lady. That's my excuse for being on the red and not the purple app. I mean, it's whatever. A terrible cop out. Yeah, I know. Of course, it's a horrendous cop out. Just like it's this line that so many of them try to toe, including Ethan Klein, including people like Hakeem Jeffries, including people like Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan. They try to be as socially acceptable as possible to as many people as possible, but their true feelings are no longer socially acceptable. Ethan Klein's true feelings are no longer socially acceptable, so he tries to toe the line between the two, being anti-genocide and pro-Israel, which are, diametrically opposed opinions. It's a Hakeem Jeffries when he was on I've Had It podcast with Jennifer Welch, and he was trying to answer the question to not seem like a complete demon fuck, and he just ends up sounding like a complete moron. Or just like a Weasley motherfucker who can't get himself to answer a simple question. That's what happens when these weirdos try to toe that type of line, and they end up looking ridiculous, like completely ridiculous, like Theo Vaughn. By the way, who approved? Why? What is this? I hate this. What is up with this style of mine? I shouldn't hate on it. Whatever. Whatever. I shouldn't hate on it. I hate on his style of beard. It's terrible. Come on. You can't tell me it's not terrible. Vanilla Ice. Wait, what is this? This looks awesome. It's Kodak Black, Forgiato. Vanilla Ice, Kodak Black, and Forgiato Blow.
Forgiato Blow. Vanilla Ice. I'm having the time of my life.
That shirt is awesome. What is it? What does it say? What did that say?
Tequila and around on me. Money stacked on the table like a G. My girl so fly, you can see. She's draped in Versace. All the way.
That's awesome. That's my favorite song. That's crazy. What? Is Vanilla Ice a Trump guy? Oh yeah. It has performed at multiple New Year's Eve parties hosted by Donald Trump at his Mar-a-Lago resort, most recently in 2024. While his appearances have been criticized by some, Vanilla Ice maintains a neutral stance on politics. Obviously, the fuck he doesn't. Dude's name is Van Winkle. Ice Ice Baby for real. Yammer, what's up? How you doing? We were just watching the banger song called All the Time by, or no, All the Way In by Kodak Black and Forgiato Blow and Vanilla Ice Ice Baby. So that's where we are. Invented rap dips.
Tonight, hard 10, blow that ice. All the way in tonight, hard 10, blow that ice. Well, I'm a man, I can see it real clear. On the pier, got a case of cold beer.
What did Kodak Black think that this was gonna do? He's like, oh, it's a great opportunity to collaborate with Forgiato Blow and Vanilla Ice. Anyway, back to Theo Von. I don't care.
You're okay.
So for anybody who doesn't know, he recently had a Netflix. I don't know if anybody else except me is interested in this, but I'm way too interested in this. Theo Von just had a Netflix special. Just had a Netflix special taping that apparently he bombed at and was screaming at audience members, and he redid jokes like over and over again if he messed up, this and that. And then he said some crazy stuff recently, and then his a video of him saying bye to somebody asking about her friend being deported, and him saying bye to that was used by the Department of Homeland Security for one of their promo videos. So he's been having a rough go at it, only due to himself, and this is his response to, one, bombing, and then two, having his likeness used. And I think they're interconnected. He also references Israel maybe killing. He references saying, like, I would never want to take my own life. Israel, I'm looking at you, Israel. So whatever that means.
And it's nice. It's a safe space, but you don't, you're like the astronaut that kind of stays on the ship sometimes. And you get to do the thumbs up and shit, but other dudes are like, you know, other people are out there. Anyway, so I quit taking my medication because I wanted to have a little bit more feelings during the show. I wanted to be able to talk about stuff.
Oh yeah, and that's what I was talking about. He said that when you take antidepressants, it removes all of your feeling, which is, one, irresponsible, and two, not true. Like, maybe the specific antidepressant that you took removed your feelings, or it just didn't work with your brain chemistry. Maybe you took an SSRI instead of like a different, like, what are they called, norepinephrine uptake inhibitors. Like, maybe you took that instead of the one that worked best with your brain chemistry. But saying just carte blanche antidepressants take away your feelings is, one, irresponsible, two, just not accurate, and three, no, that's about it.
Do the thumbs up and shit, but other dudes are like,
wasn't he invited by Trump when he got elected? Well, I don't know, but he also had Trump on his podcast, and then he had JD Vance on his podcast, which I don't inherently have an issue with if you press them on their issues. If you actually press them instead of being like a meek little, you know, lackey for them and just bolstering their points and never asking about the shit that you were crying about on your podcast, like Gaza, when you were saying, oh God, it's so hard, when he had, who did he have on? Elon Pape, was Elon Pape he had on the show? I don't know, but when you're crying about that shit, and then you have the opportunity to ask the people who could absolutely change that situation, and you don't, obviously people are going to think that you support them. So,
you know, other people are out there.
Also, you really shouldn't just stop taking them. Okay, so I was on Prozac at one point, and I stopped taking it at the I got switched to what was it, Wellbutrin. And my nurse practitioner had me just go cold turkey and stop taking it, move to a different medication. And dude, like, one of the things is that it takes like a month or so, or maybe more sometimes, to fully start working on your brain chemistry. Any like most antidepressants. Um, dude, my emotions were just all over the fucking place. Like, thankfully, it wasn't that much. I would just got annoyed at the most simple thing. Like, it just like the library was like came up. Like, I was at the library once, and they wouldn't take. Or no, I had donated a bunch of books to my library, and that I found out later that they sold them instead of putting them on the shelf, which is why I gave them the books, was because like I have all these awesome manga, and there's a manga section that you guys are trying to build up and have more manga. So I'll donate a bunch of the ones that I have. So I donated a bunch of them. Turns out they sold them, which already I would be annoyed about. But the way that I would like, just like I just could not stop thinking about that. I was just like, this fucking sucks. Like this is the worst thing. When it really, but like that type of shit, it just so easily, shit just got to me. So yeah, you shouldn't just stop cold turkey ever on antidepressants. On the SSRI or SSNRI, okay. BRB, okay.
Anyway, so I quit taking my medication because I wanted to have a little bit more feelings during the.
It can make you do awful things. Yeah. No, I was just so shitty about everything. Because you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to just stop taking it. I was just angry. I was very angry all the time. I just woke up pissed off.
The show, I wanted to be able to talk about stuff a little bit more that meant something
But of course, you're gonna have much wider, much more heavy implications than just being angry about a library thing.
to me and put it into the other people are out there. Anyway, so I quit taking my medication because I wanted to have a little bit more feelings during the show. I wanted to be able to talk about stuff a little bit more that meant something to me and put it into the comedy show. So that was all going fine, right? I was doing fine with that. We're headed into the comedy show, and then the Charlie Kirk thing happened, right? The Charlie Kirk murder happened, which is really crazy. It was just a crazy thing. I've talked about it before. I'm not going to talk about it anymore right now.
You wanted to have more
But a few days after that, or maybe a week after that,
right?
the Department of Homeland Security put a video up online talking about
Queen.
they started.
I mean, yelling Queen of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. Are you Garden Gash now? Is that you? This is Garden Gash, right? This is not okay to say to such a large audience. Yeah, I know. It's fucking ridiculous. Hi, Garden or Queen. Hi, how are you? Beanie Baby, everybody's here. We're just checking up on the Theo Vaughn situation for a little bit. If anybody's confused on the situation, I can explain it, but I've explained it twice now. So rest in peace to the people that I've already explained it to again. That's my name. Sorry, it's a bad word. No, wait, what? I just don't know when people change usernames. I'm never sure which one to go with. So you don't have to apologize. Anything to apologize for.
Started making like trap beat edits and like banger edits to evicting people from the country, right? Or eliminating. They started a few days after that, or maybe a week after that. The Department of Homeland Security put a video up online talking about they started making like trap beat edits and like banger edits to evicting people from the country, right? Or eliminating illegals, maybe some criminals, some people just undocumented, all just across the spectrum, right? So they put a video of mine that I'd made for somebody in a parking lot, probably like maybe a year and a half ago, just jokingly. I think it was a year and a half ago. They put it in at the front of this Department of Homeland Security, like trap beat. I think they had I'm not sure if they had like young boy lyrics or whatever they had, but it was ridiculous. And the video was a girl had walked up to me in a parking lot and she had said, "Hey, my friend just got deported. What do you have to say? Do you have a message?" I can't remember what it was. And I was just like, "Bye." And I didn't know if it was real or not. I had no idea. I was just joking around. So a stranger came up to me in a parking lot. I think it was after a show, and there were some people gathered around, and we were just kind of like BSing and taking pictures and just kind of associating, right? So anyway, long story short, that happens. So this video goes mega viral, 25 million, 30 million views. It's everywhere. And the front of that Homeland Security video, it's on the White House thing. It's on everything. It's everywhere. And the first 10 seconds of it are me, right? Like,
yeah, don't act like a victim in this scenario. You did that. You brought this on yourself. You aligned with them. That's your fault. Everything that just happened there is your fault. You saying bye to the person asking about one of their friends being deported. You did that. You still using the word illegals. You did that. You having JD Vance and Trump on your show. You did that. That's all your fault. Stop whining about it. Holy fuck. You brought this on yourself.
I don't have anything to do with this shit. Nobody asked me about it. You know, like nobody said, "Hey, this is gonna happen." Like, and I have a lot of different thoughts about immigration. Right? They're like showing people getting arrested. Like, it's just an intense thing. Like, and why is the government even making these? I don't know. But that's where we're at in the world. And I have a lot of thoughts about immigration. Right? I have a ton of them, and we don't need to go into them all right now. I've talked about them on other episodes. I feel like they're doing a lot of bookkeeping in the country right now because we're going to get into a surveillance state, and everyone is going to have to be on the books. Right? So that's where I believe that we're headed. But this was just wild, you know, and people are like sending messages and like hateful stuff. And, you know, you think all these illegal shit and all this type of shit. And like, I could talk to you ad nauseum about that, but this wasn't the time for it. It just was something that they used.
No, but you don't. And instead you decide to capitulate to the worst people on the planet that you complain about, the people who are doing that quote unquote surveillance state. You capitulated, you rubbed shoulders with them and they liked you. You like, I don't get how you're complaining about this. You fucking idiot. He doesn't know. Is he stupid? He's a fucking moron. He's an idiot. Yeah, he's an idiot. And you choose not to talk about that stuff. And instead you choose to talk about, or you choose to do things like saying bye to the person who asked about immigration, which he doesn't have any responsibility to give a proper answer. But everything that led up to that, you did that to yourself. Stop whining about it, you whiny baby. You're a little baby, in the words of Emma Vigeland.
Used and put out there and everybody saw, right? So I'm getting a ton of hate.
Dr. Ice Cream, welcome. How are you? How's it do? How's it doing? How's the time?
I think if Hitler were alive today, he'd probably appear.
Oh my God, yeah. He's good. Mark Maron is good.
Here on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
The other day,
I think if Hitler were alive today, he'd probably appear on Theo Vaughn's podcast. And Theo would be like, see, y'all did a lot of meth, right? I mean, all the Nazis were all fucked up on meth, right, Hitler? That shit'll make you crazy, dog. I did some meth once. I was up for 3 days, and then I ate a live bird. No shit, Hitler, a live bird, bro. Hey, Hitler, you probably didn't even hate the Jews. That was just the meth making you crazy, dog. Hey, Hitler. Do you want to apologize to all the Jews right now on my show? No? I get it. I think if Hitler were alive...
Oh my God, yeah. Babyface woman, no. Annie, dude, what's up? Also, I tried to shave my mustache and I lopped like one whole side of it off. And so I had to do all of it. I had to go crazy with it. The shaven face looks great. Thank you, Beanie Baby. Thank you. Feels weird. Every time I've seen my face in the mirror since then, I had to do a double take. But thank you. Hi, Annie. Also, welcome. Welcome. Okay.
Hateful stuff, and I'm trying to remember everything. I'm trying to kind of remember everything right now, and
don't accidentally go Alex Jones. Wait, what does that mean? Alex Jones, I forgot. He has a Hitler mustache now. Why did he do that? Alex Jones Warhammer 40K? Why does it say that? What is that?
While just as a social experiment, keep the mustache. Well, what's everybody think? I kind of like my goatee beard. Yeah, I've been.
Hey, Honeybee, not much. We're talking about Theo Vaughn for a bit, but I forgot that Alex Jones also has a Hitler stash now, which is which is something. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. LOL, is that real? Yes, it's real. Hey, Gleep Fairy, by the way, what's up? We have a freshly shaved Uma. Yeah, it was a mistake. I mean, it was an accident to do it, but I'm living with it now. Maybe he did you did wait, maybe he did you did and accidentally shaved one chunk and then had an epiphany. True, that's a good point. It looks good, bro, for real. Thank you, Gleep. I appreciate that.
Just kind of experimenting. Everybody asked what that look was I had before.
You can't see anything.
Who's the Marvel comic guy that has the knives that comes out of his hand? Like a wolf or Wolverine, yeah. So my hair is gray all right here and still brown here. So I figured I'd shave down from where it was brown, white. Remember, I did that for a while and it had that white and then into brown. People kind of thought that was interesting style. That was just me shaving and no, let's see what that looks like. And this morning, again, I was about 5:30. I had complaints that my beard is prickly. And then I should, condition it, which I never do. So I'm conditioning it in the shower and all the rest of it. And then I'm going to trim it. And I get the clipper out. And I'm and Mushu, the
Dotson, what's up? Hi, hello. I'm sorry you had a horrible week. What happened? I'm sorry. Broke my leg? Ah. Oh, Lord. God bless. I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful.
ragdoll cat jumps up in between me, give me a kiss, hits it, and he goes, "Wah," right down. I was like, oh my God. So I go, well, I got to cut my.
He did. But not Honeybee, sorry, Beanie Baby, he did the same thing that I did, except for not with the cat. And I think he did it on purpose, and this is just a fake explanation for him. But he's saying that he did it because he got bumped.
My beard off. So I cut the beard off. I'm going to go with a mustache. And again, I was going to go hike with my workout partner, Sean Johnson. He saw it, started laughing. He said, he couldn't quit laughing. And I go, what? And he goes, dude, you look like a pedo. It's ridiculous. He goes, you got to cut that off. He goes, here, let's call my fiance up and see what she thinks. So he FaceTimes her. She goes, yeah, you lose it. And I said, all right, well, because we were going to hike around my house today. There's a big green belt there. I said, let me go in the bathroom. He goes, wait, don't. Go Hitler. At least let me see it. It'd be a great stunt as a joke. Started thinking, I was like, yeah, like a social experiment. Maybe just do it for a few days. And I go trim it, walk back out of the bathroom. He goes, damn, no, we got to take this stash back. Call it the Jones now. This is a good looking mustache. He goes, you ought to keep that. So that's how this happens. I may keep this for 6 months actually, because I'm already the devil. I'm already Satan. I'm already all these things I never did.
I don't know. I don't know, Alex. I don't know. He's saying he does it because people already hate him. That excuse has never held up for like 90% of this. Like when Kanye, I think that's what Kanye thought he was doing. Oh shit, my phone has been here the whole time. Oops. Like what Kanye did. I think that was his rationale, but it just doesn't work, especially with that fucking Hitler mustache. Why does he have the mustache man mustache? Because he said it was for a joke, a good little social experiment, he said. Sounds like something Ethan would do, reclaim it, yeah. Why did you see Kanye put out a list of people, sorry, LMAO, did you see Kanye put out a list of people that wronged him, and his daughter is on the list? Oh my God. Okay, whatever. I don't know what's happening in that. I don't know what's happening. God, did you see Nicki and the insane shit that Nicki and Cardi were saying to each other? Mainly Nicki, but not that relates directly to directly to Kanye at all. But it's just like, what's happening right now? I don't know what's happening. If my dad had a list, that would be on it. Yeah, same. Might have to do surgery. Wait, broke my leg. Wasn't even doing anything cool. Damn, might have to go, have surgery waiting to schedule a CT scan. Fuck. Like how like damn. Oh, I might have broke my leg, but I think I'm still having a better week than Ethan. Ethan is having a bad time of it. Just his whole shit with the Star of David being like, he's just a Star of David. What are you talking about? It's not even that serious. And it's like, she literally said, oh, all the stuff that I'm going through, I just all the stuff that I'm going through uh is why I got it, because I'm loud and proud of my heritage. It's like, what are you going through? Like, actually, what are you going through? Please. But also, she called out the fact that it was a blue Star of David, that it was a blue Star of David, and not just a Star of David. The only blue Star of David that we know of that is used in the only context that we know of it being used is in the Israeli context. So it's like, what do you mean? I'm sure their self-victimization is really tough. Yeah, having to jump through so many fucking circus hoops to be able to say it. I haven't seen that Nicki Cardi drama yet. It's just awful shit. Like Nicki Minaj called Cardi B's kids roaches, cockroaches. It just weird shit, just weird ass behavior. I don't know. What about Curious George?
But this video goes everywhere, and I'm getting like a lot of like, dude, what the fuck? Just all kind of shit, right? Like my phone just blew. I'm like, what the hell? It's just like the last thing I needed, right? There's a
Your
week
fault.
left to this special, and this happens. This thing comes out. And my father immigrated here from Nicaragua, right? Like one of my prized possessions is I have his immigration papers when he came here, and I have them in a frame, and him and his siblings when they came here.
So why did you go on the podcast? Why did you have those people come on the podcast? Why did you have Trump and Vance come on the podcast? If their entire platform was literally doing what they're doing now. Sorry, saying that they're going to do what they're doing now. People were being so mean and hateful about it. Why the fuck do you think they were doing that? Don't victimize yourself now. You jerk ass.
And so I have tons of thoughts about it, but this was just fucked up, right? It was fucked up. And it was everywhere. It was like on all platforms and stuff. So that had me really kind of paranoid. That had me start to get kind of paranoid and, like closing, like, I had the curtains in my house kind of closed. I was just like, you're paranoid. I woke up the next morning. Sorry, I need some water. I woke up the next morning to a text from a high government official saying, hey, if you need some extra security in your neighborhood or some extra police cars on patrol, let me know. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Extra security? I don't have any, like, I don't even know the code of my Ring camera. Like, I don't even know how to log in. So it's like, and like, what, you're just going to put police cars in my neighborhood? What are my neighbors going to think? Now they're fearful. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. That like really kind of shook me. It really kind of.
Curious George was on the list of people that have wronged Kanye. I mean, we can't put it past Curious George, to be honest with you. Curious George has had a long and storied history of victimizing people. We cannot put it past. Yeah, I don't feel bad for Theo at this point. He platformed so many people that made this administration possible. He and he say that did he not vote or something? I don't remember what he voted or if he voted, but like, yeah. Oh no. Oh no, actions. Oh no, the consequences of my own actions. No. Also, fucking Bill Burr. Fuck Bill Burr. Fuck Bill Burr. Oh my god, fuck Bill Burr. I cannot believe what he did. Cannot believe it. That was insane. The way he was talking about the Saudi family. It was amazing. I thought there's going to be people like it's going to be tense. Everybody was having fun. It was a good time. I loved it. They had Burger King and McDonald's and Starbucks there. It was so great. What the fuck? Like, actually, what the fuck? What did he do? Stuart Little is on my personal list. I get it. What did Bill Burr do? He went to the Riyadh Comedy Festival for $1.5 million and then went on his podcast and ranted and went on about how beautiful, how awesome and amazing it was there. he was invited. He was paid by the Saudi family, who literally have slaves, who literally 750,000 slaves in Saudi Arabia. The people who are having an amazing time and who are enjoying the benefits of Saudi Arabia are doing so at the expense of this, the slave labor. Like, there's the contrast between the way that the people who live there and aren't getting stipends essentially by the Saudi government are actual slaves, and it's like, bro really said the Royals loved it. Yeah. And then to talk about how he thought it was going to be bad, but there were fucking uh um like McDonald's and Burger Kings and Timberland stores, is because of the capitalist that he went on about and said, like, oh, these people deserve to be put down and shit. Like, those are the people, those are the people who put those, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever there. Those are those people. He talked about, oh, if you're a billionaire and your employees can't afford to live and are worried about what next week is going to bring, then blah 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 blah. Those are the people. The Saudis are the people. What? I don't ever want to hear about cancel culture from none of them ever again. Yeah. So Bill Burr went to be a court jester for the oppressive patriarchs of Saudi, and got rewarded with Burger King and the Timberland store. He got to go to the Timberland store in a mall, which was built with people's lives. Like, talk about.
It shook me. But you keep marching on, and you start getting out there fearful. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. That like really kind of shook me. It really kind of shook me. But you keep marching on, and you start getting security, and then now you have security, right?
Marching on, fuck off.
And the thing is, you just don't know. You just don't know, right? There was a moment on it was White House, because the White House also put this out. Thank you, White House. That. And look, I'm all for like the board. I'm all for tighter boards. I'm all for like accurate knowing who's on. I'm all for knowing who is in a country. I'm all for knowing what's in the cupboard of a society. I think you should know every item on the.
Did he get Men in Black brain flashed? Yeah, he definitely got it fucking neuralized. Like, how can he be so oblivious to the shit that he was putting out, and then turn around and praise the very people he was talking about being put down? Because I'm sure it's in their contract that they're not able to speak badly about the Saudi government. Like Tim Dillon, fuck Tim Dillon, but like he also was invited to the comedy festival and agreed to it, but then he also talked about the slaves. And then he was fired from the gig. So him talking about how amazing it was there, Bill Burr talking about how amazing it was there, is so obvious. Come on. I'm on the fence on this topic, only in the sense that I agree with Anthony from Do Not Worry, who said it is weird to be upset about them going to Saudi Arabia when the USA is committing a genocide. We live here, though. But we live here. We were born and raised here. Where this is the country that we live in. We didn't have a choice to go get paid by another country to go perform for them. We have to operate in the society in the country that we're in now. It's not the same thing at all of performing in the US as it is to performing in Saudi Arabia. It's not the same thing at all. That's a dumb take by Anthony. That's a really stupid take by Anthony. We live here. That's a bad take. That's a silly ass take. I'm sorry. In my opinion, it's just like this is where we are born into. We don't have to get paid by people to go. We don't get paid by. They're not getting paid by the government, by the kings of the country. We're not getting paid by the president of the United States to do comedy shows. That's who they got paid by. It's upsetting to remember that these people are bought. Yeah, I just don't think it's the same at all as performing at a comedy club in the US. I don't think it's the same as that. I have my own gripes with Saudi Arabian government for how they have rewritten Islamic history off the backs of slaves and blood money. I like Anthony, but I just don't see how that's the same at all. He did not have to. That is not how you build your comedy career. It's not the same as you building your comedy career in the US by getting paid by fans of your comedy to do a show, as opposed to getting paid by the slave owners of a country to perform. Yeah, Pete Davidson went. Yeah.
The log. I think it should be known, right? I do. Now, how do you get there? That's the bigger question, and we don't have to discuss that today, right? It's not about that. And sorry, I'm going slow. I'm trying to piece this together. So now I have this thing with security, but then you get a security person, and if you're walking on a security guy, then that's kind of uncomfortable.
Thankfully, my boyfriend Hassan Piker would never perform for the Saudis. Yes, the great comic of our time. He is funny. He's a funny guy. I don't want to please anyone's language or anything, but I think it's more humanizing to say enslaved people or slave labor. Just a fun fact. I think it's more humanizing to say enslaved people or slave labor. Instead of just slaves. True.
Because now you're like, it kind of makes you spooked. You're like, what's going on? So there's just like all of that's happening, and then we get to just the job, right? Like, which is performing, speaking in front of strangers. Like, you had just seen this thing with Charlie Kirk, right? It's like we all watch somebody get lit up. We all watch somebody get murdered casually on our phones, right? Like, and I don't mean to say it like that, but that's how it came across to us. There's no warning on a lot of video you see, and like, so just a lot of I think unnecessary pressure, a lot of stress going on that I did. Some of it I was aware of, and some of it you just don't know you're aware of it, I think. Because I think like
I won't hold it against the fans for wanting to see him perform. The fans in Saudi Arabia for wanting to see Bill Burr perform. The whole thing was a PR move by the Saudis. That's why they hired these people. I don't 100% understand. I have an issue with the people in power trying to cleanse their hands. Yeah, I don't know. That Anthony take is just it's reminiscent of like, oh, you have a problem with how society works, and yet you live in this society. It's I don't know. Umar, can you move chat from behind your noggin, please? Sure. Oop. Good point. Like make themselves look better. Who's wait, what who? Like people that are condemning it and people in power that are condemning it here or them? I don't know. I'm not going to engage in. I don't feel like engaging in the nuances of you know who wanted to see the show and if the fans are getting what they want. I have no interest in that. I think is insane to. I think it's insane for him to even have entertained the idea of performing there. I think it's absolutely insane. And I just think that was a horrible take by Anthony. If that was his take, I just think that was a horrible take on his part. And a lot of people who don't live here don't understand, like make just like the stupidest takes. Like Bad Empanada makes like, some of the stupidest takes about the government. They're just like the most not even tone deaf, just like ignorant, I guess, to on U.S. politics anyway. A lot of people don't know. You can't be mad about more than one thing at a time. Only one thing's a lot. I mean, what if you went to Israel? Would you still be on the side of the fans? I don't know.
Like you just sometimes you don't know what stress you're holding. You know, one day there was I got a call from a friend of mine and they said they were going into rehab, and I just started bawling, right? And I didn't realize that there was a part of me that was waiting to hear that from them, and that it really made me feel some type of way, you know. So sometimes it's like you just don't know what stresses you're holding. Anyway, so anyway, so we get to the shows, right? We're there, and it's a lot, you know. It's a lot. There's a lot of like last minute choices to be made. It seemed to go messier than the past specials that I'd taped. Right, it seemed to be a lot more confusion, and it all could have been just kind of my perception, right? Because what started to happen was on this day, I was starting to feel a little bit like, I don't know if manic is the word. I don't know what manic means. I've said manic, but I don't manic meaning. Let me see. What does it mean when someone is manic?
Also, I mean, the Saudi government is also aiding in first of all quashing like Yemeni quashing or suppressing Yemeni resistance and other countries as well. But the amount of demonization that goes on at the hands of the Saudi government. Dr. Ice Cream has gifted a sub to Johnny EDM. Thank you, Dr. Ice Cream. Let me look at the definition of goofball. Give me a minute, guys.
Oh, it says trying to meet mans. That's the first one. Like, this is fucking, see, this is how bad shit's gotten. You know, you're trying to figure out if you have some sort of an anxiety disorder, and next thing you know, you're getting damn emails from a local men's bar or whatever. It is defined as an extremely unstable, euphoric, or irritable mood along with an excessive activity or energy level. Okay. Excessively rapid thought and speech. I probably could have used a little more of that. So I think I started to feel kind of mildly manic. I think it was just being off the medication. I think, and it wasn't insane. It was just little things. Like the second I got on stage the first show, I couldn't feel any moisture in my mouth. And I started to feel like, you ever remember that feeling if you were in high school when you got high and then you were standing there talking to your friends and you were just too high and you were just literally standing there just trying to pretending to be yourself a little bit? So I had a little bit of that going on. And it started off choppy. The first show, it started off kind of choppy. We were doing like a new intro with Joey Diaz at the last minute, and he was pretty goomed up. You know, he's Coco. And it was a blessing that he was there, but we hadn't ran through it. And so it just like a lot of like things at the last minute. But yeah, I'm on stage, and the second half of the first show went good. And there were some beats that I got that had like an emotional piece to them that I wanted, and that felt exciting. But the whole show, it was there were parts where I just couldn't remember the next thing. I couldn't remember like my
Saudi government are like comic book level evil villains. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually it's probably one of the starkest contrasts between the living conditions between the people who are not in the cast of the of the people who benefit from the country, people who aren't getting like it just the insane contrast. I mean, you see it in like little microcosms in the US as well. Like in Chicago, you'll see like and in India sometimes, but you'll see like just a really rundown part of the city in like Chicago, and then like the county line is right at the border of one of those neighborhoods that's really run down and just like forgotten by the government. And then there's that county line, and there's a road separating them, and then on the other side of the road there's these McMansions, and like the police won't even cross over. The police will it's not their jurisdiction, of course, so I guess it's not that crazy of a deal, but they'll patrol the road that separates the two county lines just to make sure nobody from the impoverished area is leaking into the McMansion area. It's but it's just on a much, just like a macrocosm, I guess would be the opposite, but on the scale of places like that, it is I don't want to say comic book level, but like it's just ridiculous.
Next sequence, like I was having trouble just keeping track of stuff, and that's when I really was like, oh man, I'm just off tonight. I just, it is just like I'm just off tonight. And I think I remember saying to the audience, like, thank you guys just for being here for me, like, and the audience was cool, man. People were happy to be there. They were super stoked when I came out. I started to feel bad that I wasn't giving them the best show, but the show ended up going a little bit long, blah, blah, blah. We get to halftime or in between the two shows, and Chris Rock is backstage. He's there. My favorite, right? Like, I mean, I see Chris Rock smile and you just feel like it's going to be good. It's almost like when, somebody that was good in class at making a good joke, and then you see him and you're like, oh, the Michael Jordan has arrived, like that thing. Like, so anyway, seeing him, and it kind of like, I was like almost way so excited about.
He's so disingenuous. I kind of hate him. I kind of hate Theo Vaughn. Good Christ. Should have stayed on the SSRIs. He's chalking it all up to, not being on his antidepressants, I guess. But, when you rub shoulders with these people, it's going to happen that they're going to turn on you and do something you don't like. And, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have put yourself in that situation. You're the Michael Jordan of just streaming. Thank you, Beauty Baby. Also, Silent. My initial reaction to Anthony's take, I guess it was, maybe I shouldn't call it stupid. Maybe I just don't understand the nuance of it. I just feel like it's just not the same thing. And the fact that it was something that you agreed with, I kind of feel bad about calling it stupid. It's not stupid. It's a very surface level take that I probably should have given more time, more consideration to, maybe, instead of immediately just calling it stupid. But I just still do like vehemently disagree with that take, and that it's not the same thing as just going to having your fans pay you money to put on a show, rather than having the government of the country who is trying to do good PR for themselves pay you for that. You're always so nice to chat. Sometimes I get annoyed. In that, I don't know. I like Anthony from Do Not Worry. But I also feel like a lot of people get too big for their britches in some ways, and just put out takes that are just inaccurate, but they say I'm like their truth, and then the people who trust their opinion, not saying that this is Silent, but I just feel like they get irresponsible with it, where maybe I've done this too, but they get too big for their britches, and they think that they have, I don't know, perfect politics, and they say shit that just does not make sense, and then they spread that opinion. He's a bit impulsive. Yeah, as am I. So I mean, I still watch him. I still like his content. But I'm happy to disagree with him on things.
Seeing him, like, I was very excited, but then I realized I was kind of overexcited. He enjoyed the show, and so I went into the second show feeling like, okay, I got to figure some of this out. I couldn't tell if people were like being like legit, like, okay, was it good? Was it bad? What was going on? And then I took an ice bath between the shows. I was doing my yoga, the same usual stuff I do.
God,
anyway, sorry, I know this is getting long, but and then we did the second show, and the second show started out fire. First 22 minutes, we're cooking, and then I couldn't remember stuff. And we didn't put a teleprompter. We've done it for other specials. We didn't do it, and that was a bad choice. I don't know if I probably made the choice for sure. I don't remember. But so I had to ask for help. I was like having to ask off stage because I wanted to get everything in sequence. And I think I got stuck on this like sequence thing. And it was just hard, man. It just, I didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was trying to kind of pretend to be myself. And it wasn't insane or extreme. That was it. And we got to the end of the show and we were standing around afterwards with the producers and the director, my friend Kevin, and just like, did we get it? Did we get it?
Hi, Emily.
Excuse me. Did we get it good enough? Because I want this special to be, you do the material for so long. And my buddy Neil Brennan said this the other day before it. He said, I got hair in my eyes today. He said, dude, this is the last time you'll ever spend with this material. It's really the last time you'll probably ever do it. And this material's been a friend to me over the years. It's been, it's taken me around the world. It's gotten me to see a lot of people that love me and that I love. So that was just a neat sentiment of a way to like embrace the material and stuff. But I was just at the end of the night, I was like, I don't know if we got it. And they're like, yeah, well, let's edit together something and see. And I was like, okay, but I couldn't feel the magic, I just was off. And that was it. We left the show, we left the theater. We took pictures. I went up by the stage at the end of each show and was like taking pictures of people who were sitting there.
What are you doing on YouTube, by the way, Emmy? Also, what is Spiral? I heard about it. What is Spiral? Chris Rock. To stop a jigsaw copycat killer? What is it? Is it based on Saw? I was just looking for things to watch later. I didn't realize it would be my whole name. Thought it would be my username. Oh no. Hey! Mason, what's up? Hi. It is a long time no stream. It's been a little bit. Sorry. I apologize. Been resting a little bit. Huh. Is it supposed to be good? Do people like it? 5.2 out of 10. That's not always a good gauge though.
And that's when there was a clip of me, which I think this is what really this is what made things ridiculous.
The iDubbbz fame got to you. Patchwork. Hi from YouTube. Hi. It was mainly I just hadn't taken a break from anything in like a very long time. And I've just been working, streaming videos, and then sleeping only a little bit. So I was like, I gotta recoup a little bit. So I don't burn myself out. So I did
that. Where in passing, I just was like, or I don't know if it was in passing. I haven't seen the clip, honestly, and I haven't been online. I woke up the next day to like a bunch of things like, bro, what's up? Or things like that. And I was like, oh my God. What's going on? Like, did I steal somebody's horse? Did I hit somebody with a vehicle? I have no idea. It was just kind of alarming. And then a buddy of mine sent me a clip and I could just see the outside. And it's like, you could see me on stage. And then people were asking me about suicide. And I was like, oh God, and I don't even remember exactly what I said, but I can certainly see me saying something like, oh, just try not to take my own life, which I understand it's not a joke to some people, right? It's not a joke to me. But it's something that I'll say stuff sometimes. I say stuff, right?
Camera angles.
You know
Why
that.
does he? What? These camera angles are barely different. Why does he keep on doing that?
Saying it's not a joke to some people, right? It's not a joke to me. But it's something that I'll say stuff sometimes. I say stuff, right?
What is that?
You know that. If you've listened to this show before or seen anything, I say stuff. I would never take my own life. I would never take my own life. Okay? You hear that, Israel? I would never take my own life. I'm grateful to God for his grace in my life. I love my siblings. I have so many friends and people that love me and people that I want to see their children grow up. I'm hopeful that I get to have a wife and meet my own children one day. Like, there's a ton of things in my life that keep me alive and hopeful, right? I want to be able to have an impact in the world. Those are just a few of them, probably. I mean, so many just moments we've shared on this show that I'm like, oh, I live for those things. I mean, I want to see Vandy win a championship. So
one of my families hasn't made contact with me since before I left, and I had a suspicion to check the court websites. Oh my God. I am sorry to hear that. Or I don't know. I don't know how you feel about them. Him. Damn. Remember when they used to do mugshots? Like, there was like a whole industry where they would post people's mugshots and they would charge them to take it down. That was really fucked up. Sounds like he's pleading to be released from prison. Who, Theo?
I'm gonna have to be alive for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But anyway, that was So I woke up to that, and I was like, oh man. And I guess I had like a lot of different. In addition to that, people wrote articles. Oh, this is bad. And look, it wasn't great. I didn't love it. And I had a lot of people that said it was great, though. Like, I had people say, dude, we loved it. It was great. So, but I didn't think it was perfect.
Oh, he's making his parole case. So, suspended license, so done to be arrested for, but he failed to appear and has a warrant now. Damn. They'll get you on that. They will get you on that. It's fucked. SCP. What's up? Joe Rogan nipples. What's up? Not even any. He said he hopes to meet his children someday.
Perfect. For sure.
Fucking weird.
But I thought, let's just look at the edit and see.
I cannot stand this guy.
And so we still haven't decided. We might shoot again at some point. I don't know what's going to go on.
Just his whole demeanor, like, it's so obvious to me. I don't know anybody else, but it's so obvious to me how disingenuous when his fucking mullet is disgusting. Like, I don't even mind mullets, but his mullet and his glasses and his whole shit sort of disgusts me. I know that's intense, but it sort of disgusts me. It's really gross.
But there was just this energy now where it was like everybody started checking on me, and I was like, "Oh man, this is tough." And there's people that would think like, "Oh well, he failed," or who want to write up something that says he failed, or make a meme. I saw one thing, it said, "Bombs Netflix or whatever taping or whatever." Awesome, thank you, dude. But homie, I was fucking in that bitch, cuz you should have seen me, dog. You should.
Fucking stop it. Yes, he gives me the ick. But wait, when did Hassan say that Theo is a good guy? He's a really good dude. When did he say that? My God, Hassan, what are you doing? Don't say that. Yeah, I feel like he's about to drop on fleek on us. Disgusting. Disgusting. When did Hassan say that he's a good guy? What?
Should have seen me. You ever see that show, dog? And a lot of times you'll see that dog show. And it's that Westminster. I think it's Westminster. The Westminster dog show. You see that bitch, boy? And they got some dogs in that bitch. And then they got that other, bro. They got that other little that little, I mean, this bitch is just a little thought waller, this bitch, you know? They got that little male thought waller rolling up. You're like, damn, a little bit, you know?
Damn, dude, he's aggressively unfunny at the moment. I used to think he was actually pretty funny a lot of times, but this sucks. What is this? What is he trying to do? Hassan has actually met Theo. You're a lame hater, but you do you. I pray that I never have to meet Theo Vaughn. I pray that I never have to meet Theo Vaughn. Not that that would ever come up, but like, I think meeting him would piss me off more than watching him. Lame hater alert. You're a lame hater. Lamer. You're a lamer.
He got a little, maybe an anklet on or something. Maybe he got a house arrest bracelet on his tail, but that bitch is in there. And they're like, damn, he ain't supposed to be here. But he's over there. He's listening to DMX. We riot. And all the other dogs got all them crazy tricks, and he just fucking, he'll gamble on his phone real quick or do something like that. Or he'll fucking run a parlay or something on his phone. And that's his trick. And he'll smoke a Virginia Slim right there and hit that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what I'm saying is, bitch, I'm out there. I'm in the ring, bro. And I failed so many times. You can write, well, bro.
Wait, did that person think I was hating on Hassan?
Write what you want, big.
I don't love him, but I'm not hating on Hassan. It's a stupid fucking thing to say, but
dog. Write what you.
I thought it was a Theo fan. Maybe they are a Theo fan. I don't know. How do people listen to this podcast? I don't know. It's almost more unbearable than the H3 podcast. You know what I think is so funny? Is that people will go into like other people's chat. Can you picture yourself going into somebody's chat and then saying, hey, you kind of suck. I hate you. Can you imagine doing that and like hoping that the person sees your comment? Shit is weird.
You want. It wasn't perfect, man. I'll agree to that. And if, you know, I've gotten so used to times I have failed, it's okay. I eat failure for breakfast, but you fill me up with failure flakes over the years, kids.
Stop it. What are you doing?
And it's okay, man. That's part of the job. The first team.
What is this? How is he funny on stage? What is this? This is really, it's like making me crawl out of my skin. Why does he keep on doing that shit? Who is this funny for? Is this right-wing comedy?
Years doing comedy is failure. So much of my life, the best things that have ever happened in my life have been on the other side of failure.
This isn't failure. This is you cozying up to the worst people on earth and then paying reparations for it. This is not failure. You succeeded pretty well in what you were doing. You did get them elected. Good job. Good fucking job. And now you're whining like a baby about it. It's not fucking failure. It's you just being a shit person. I don't know. Didn't he just say he rocked that stage? Yeah, half of his audience walked out on him.
Yeah, it would be great if one day we could all live in a space where we all, we lived in a neighborhood where everybody, when they went out in the world, they was potentially going to fail, boy. We riding right on the edge, baby. And that we admired that.
Stop talking like that. You grew up in one of the nicest neighborhoods of Louisiana. You grew up in a beautiful neighborhood in Louisiana, and you shared space with David Duke. Stop talking like that, please. My God, good Lord. I don't care if it's a joke. It sucks. You suck. That's disgusting. He looks like a toddler that went to the beach that makes you old with the M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalan.
About each other. So anyway, I'm not looking to like downplay it or make it, we might reshoot it again. We'll see what happens. And that's it, Because if you're not on that risk of failing, I don't know what I'm gonna be. If I'm not on that risk of failing, I don't know what.
Why do you talk like that? You have a normal fucking accent. Stop talking like that, please. That sucks.
I'm gonna be. It's like a bulb, a plant bulb. If you saw like a plant bulb is kind of brave, right? Like a floral bulb, right? Because if he just stays a bulb, he's just that little green little monster, right? That little nugget. But when he blasts open, he don't know what he's gonna get out that bit, bro. He might be a rose, he might be a daffodil, brother. He might be a damn succubus or whatever. He might be a gladiola. You don't know when you pop that top what you're gonna get out of yourself. Imagine you walk through the woods and all the flowers are just loped out. They all just in hiding, bro. They're all in witness protection program bulbs. But nah, they took that shot. Pow, bitch. So anyway, I don't know if I'm rambling or just fluffing my own ego. But so that was it, man. And there was a video about, and so that stuff happened. But then the thing that like made everything hectic was someone recorded a video of me making a passive comment, joking around about suicide. And I didn't even mean to. I didn't know people were recording me at that time, I don't think. Or I don't think that they are anymore. And I think
Didn't he just say that he doesn't find suicide funny? I don't joke about that, except when I do. But I don't really. But sometimes I do, but I don't. Okay, bud.
I got to evolve in my own head that that's how things are now.
Okay. Your face just then should be an emote. We need only emotes. I gotta make some. I have to make some. Awake is the new woke. People are so stupid. Stop. There's no new woke. Just you never should have picked up on woke. You never should have picked up on woke. People just eat it up. Eat what up? Hugs, hugs to Theo. You are loved. I hope you can feel it. We got your back, Bubba. The US has given birth to some of the worst people on earth and some of the worst phrasing on earth. Bubba, as someone who's dealing with anxiety and depression, always reach out. There was always someone who loves and cares. Peace be with you, brother. Theo, we all saw the video. I know you're stressed. All I wanted to say is that I love you. I love you. My world is better with you in it, and I'm grateful for it. Theo, the world loves you. You can reach out to me anytime. Stay strong. The fuck? What? It's a snorkeling channel. Okay, well, that's fun, I guess. Puerto Rico's only snorkel tour to host manatees and turtles in the same location. Fuck yes. Free rum after the tour. Wow. Ugh, as someone with anxiety and depression, none of this negates the fact that he cozies up with fascists. Literally, it's not. I don't care. Honestly, I don't. Normally, I would never say something like this, but I don't care that you're feeling. You did. The reason that you're feeling anxiety is because you decided to get in league with fucking fascists. Oh, I didn't give you permission to use me saying that. The fuck you did. Absolutely, you did. You know how these people operate. You're not a fucking idiot. Snorkel rave is kind of hard. Yeah, I know. I kind of fuck with that. I kind of fuck with it. Weird comment, but I kind of fuck with that. Yeah, so Greta Thun whatever oh shit. What is that? That's awesome. What is that? That's cool as hell. What the fuck? Fish art. Would the fish made it? God. Fish art, yeah. Okay. Stavros Halkias versus unfunny comedians. I don't, the unpopular opinion, but I don't. I tried watching one of Stavros. Hey, thank you for the follow, Skidal. I tried watching one of Stavros's specials. I couldn't get into it. It just wasn't. Maybe I just don't understand his style of comedy. I just wasn't able to get into it. I think he's a cool guy. I like him. Then again, there's not a lot of comedians that I'm like ready to like get into and watch just like off rip. I feel like there's a couple of comedians that I like watching. So that's probably just more a me thing. Okay. Um he mostly does crowd work, and that's another thing that I don't really get into that much is, or that I don't watch. It's literally just a cup of tea type of thing, like just not my cup of, like, I'm not that into it just for my own reasons. I think he deserves to be where he's at, which is, I just never really got into it. There's some crowd work that's really good. Frogan sit. There's a series of movies called there's a movie series called The Evil Bong. Oh shit. Global Smooth Flotilla ship Marinette is still sailing. Less than 77 nautical miles from Gaza. So they have not yet been intercepted. Twitch Thursday, what's up? What's up, mermaid? Hello. What's up, Skidal? I don't know how to pronounce that. Skidal. Okay, I thought the ship with the ex-senator from the flotilla. People fighting in the chat. Hmm. How many ships were there in the flotilla? I've seen an Evil Bong movie, rough watch. Really? There's 8 movies in the series, which is kind of insane to me, but it seems interesting, I guess. 40 plus, more than 40 ships in the flotilla. But I saw Greta Thunberg was detained, wasn't she? Who cares about Israel's stance on the flotilla? The 3 people from my country were detained today. Shit.
You are instructed to change your course. Any further attempt to sail toward Gaza endangers your safety and places you within an active war zone. If you continue on your route and attempt to breach the naval blockade, we will stop your vessel and act to confiscate it through legal proceedings in court.
We are here with the conscience of the world, moving peacefully in a non-violent humanitarian mission to take this aid. You are not allowed by international law to stop us. Therefore, we do not comply with your request, because your request is still an attempt to perpetuate the genocide of the Palestinian people.
At the moment we went outside, I could already see their boats coming straight to us, and we are used to the vessels of the flotilla. They are quite slow, but these boats were really fast, and then they were circling Syria's boat. Then they jammed our communications. We didn't have any internet or the cameras anymore.
Donc là, vous voyez l'interception. Là, on a un autre bateau qui appartient à la flottille. Et là, tout ce que vous voyez en rouge, le petit bateau, c'est les Zodiacs.
Şu anda kimyasal fışkırtıyor gemiye. Bak. Kimyasal fışkırtıyor gemiye.
Firing a very, very bright light at us, and they're firing water. Hands up. Hands up, everybody. Can you put your fucking hands up, please? Okay, phones on the water, please. Phones on the water. Okay, phones on the water, please. Phones on the water.
Anonymous gifter is gifting one tier 1 sub to Uma Palma's community. Sarah got a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, an anonymous gifter. How did they miss one ship? Also, what was it? The Marinette?
We're here walking along the beach in Tel Aviv, and as you can see, there are people out, their families out.
As it sails towards Gaza, Israeli forces intercept and board one of the vessels making up the global Samud flotilla. With those
That should probably be better, I think. Is that better? Should be.
on board detained at gunpoint, they will be taken to Israel. Members of the flotilla call the operation active aggression and say it's illegal in international waters.
This is the Israeli Navy. You are approaching a blockaded zone.
Hours earlier, the Israeli Navy ordered the flotilla to change course.
Please change your course.
Replying over the radio, the crew identified themselves as civilians on an aid mission to Gaza.
We carry only food, aid, we carry water filters, we carry crutches, we carry baby formula for the people that you've been starving to death.
Activists volunteering for this mission say the international community is failing its legal obligations toward both the flotilla and to Palestinians.
Countries have a responsibility to act to end a genocide, and also countries have a responsibility to protect their civilians. So we are sailing peacefully in international waters, and Israel is threatening and has also already undertaken these illegal actions against us.
After communications systems were jammed, some boats were hit by water cannons and others rammed by Israeli naval vessels. The confrontation had been building since early on Tuesday, when more than 40 boats entered what they called a high-risk area in the Mediterranean Sea, where the Israeli military has previously stopped humanitarian missions to Gaza. Israel calls this an active combat zone, but its operation has been directed against civilians, including Swedish activist Greta Thunberg, who was also arrested.
Free Palestine!
Thousands of kilometers away on land, demonstrations broke out across nearly a dozen cities in Europe and
the frog hat. I love the frog hat. Why does she wear the frog hat? Do we know? She's such a badass, Greta Thunberg.
elsewhere as word of the Israeli actions spread. With more than 500 people taking part in the flotilla, despite many being detained, there's a sense of defiance and a commitment to continue to highlight the suffering of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Mohammed Jamjoom, Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable.
So, sorry. But as far as I know, so there was Greece, Spain, and Italy that had sent warships, I believe. That was one of the last updates. Not one of the last updates, sorry. That was one of the updates. And then soon after, though, I believe, was it all three countries that sent their warships back home? They all dipped. Right. And then, wow. Jesus Christ. How terrifying. Yeah, so they're trying to paint, that's what I was going to talk about. They're trying to paint, and I saw a tweet about it, but they're trying to say, and they have these lofty accusations that the Samud flotilla is associated or paid for in some way by Hamas. And they're doing that from just initial impressions in order to authorize some sort of an action and manufacture consent for doing something to these people, to say that they're militants or they're combatants in some way, which is scary as hell. But
Thunberg and her flotilla are safe and healthy and are being transported to a near. Greta Thunberg has been outspoken in her criticism of Israel, but that didn't stop the Israeli Navy from giving the flotilla plenty of warning before the interception and ensuring the health and safety of the activists on board bound for Gaza.
This is the Israeli Navy. You are approaching a blockaded zone. If you wish to deliver aid to Gaza, you may do so through the established channels. Please change your course toward the port of Ashdod, where the aid will undergo a security inspection and then be transferred into the Gaza Strip.
Now, within the last half an hour,
the Navy intercepted the boat, providing water and warm clothes for Greta Thunberg and her activist friends despite slamming the nation. Israeli authorities have confirmed Thunberg and her flotilla are safe and healthy and are being transported to a nearby port. The intercept just came one day after Greta Thunberg released a scouting.
They were so nice to her, guys. Folks, they were so nice to her. They gave her a jacket. They gave Greta a jacket after she said mean things about them. And you can't say that about every nation, only Israel. Guys, they did not kill the civilian on sight. They're so nice.
Video from the boat where she accused Israel of human rights violations.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I'm currently on board the boat Alma as part of the Global Samud Flotilla, a peaceful humanitarian mission to deliver aid to the civilian population of Gaza and to break Israel's illegal and inhumane siege. And it is likely to believe that we will be intercepted tonight by Israel, which would be a blatant violation of humanitarian and maritime law. Israel is not immune to international law. They must be held accountable for their war crimes. Stop the genocide, stop the occupation, and free Palestine.
And as she set sail, Thunberg was resolute in her mission, saying she's not scared of Israel.
I'm not scared of Israel. I'm scared of a world that has seemingly lost all sense of humanity. And what we are doing here is trying to show that there is still some humanity left, that there are still people willing to step up when all other means fail. But this is a last resort. This mission should not have to exist.
Palestine! Free Palestine!
But it seems the flotilla may not be as grassroots as it seems. Israel's Minister of Foreign Affairs released documents that found a direct link between the flotilla leaders and the Hamas terrorist organization, according to Fox News. The ministry says that Hamas relies on the Popular Conference for Palestinians Abroad, PCPA, to represent them abroad. Israel says this letter shows ties between Hamas and the leadership of the global Sumad flotilla. It reads, the organization operates under the pretense of civilian cover
She's a
and is
badass,
responsible on behalf of Hamas for mobilizing actions against Israel, including violent demonstrations, marches against Israel, and demonstration and provocation flotillas, Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement. And despite Thunberg and her flotillas being repeatedly intercepted, the activist is not giving up.
This mission is not at all a one-time mission. It is not at all something that we do, gather to do and then let go. This is the 38th attempt to break Israel's illegal siege on Gaza. These missions have been continuing since 2008, continuously sending boats to try to break the siege. For me personally, this is my third attempt, and we'll keep fighting until we achieve the goal.
It's not only Greta being slammed for her outspoken views while on the flotilla, one of her activist friends had been put on blast after footage emerged of plastic bottles being thrown off the side of the boat.
تفضل هذوما شنو بالضبط؟ هذه مساعدات إنسانية سنرميها في البحر في حالة احترازنا من طرف جنود الاحتلال الصهيوني. نتمنى إن شاء الله ستصل. هذه المساعدات متمثلة في حليب الأطفال وأدوية ومواد غذائية أساسية.
So they're trying to say that this person was being are they trying to condemn this guy for throwing shit off of? So I saw a TikTok of a Palestinian who received a bottle of grain from the sea. Yeah, I mean, it's not, stuff washes ashore. That's how things happen. Maybe it's like a last ditch attempt because they know that they're going to be intercepted, but they're trying to paint them as bad people because they're throwing bottles to people who are being genocided. The way these people give weight to, wow, it's Sky News. It's Sky News Australia. It's a Murdoch company. So yeah. They say activist friends. And it might have worked, according to Halloween Beanie Baby's comment, that, you know, maybe they did get that, I'm back, he wasn't in jail. Hell yeah. Nice. Cool. Good to hear. But, you know, it might have worked, at least for one group of people, that they received a bottle of grain. So, but it's just hilarious how they're trying to paint them like this, and yeah, giving so much credibility to the fucking ambassador of Israel, like of the combatant country. They always do that. Like, I don't, you know, obviously we've established this already, that people go off of Israel's claims, which is just insane to me, because they are the combatant country. It doesn't matter which, you know, the morality of whatever side that they're on, but they are from the combatant country, so there's no reason to believe what they're saying.
Online commentators mocked the tokenistic display, saying that's their aid for real, throwing callers in the water in hopes some hungry person will eat in an active war zone. And this person doubled down, saying, guess they don't realize they'll be cleaning up in the plastic island in the Pacific next year.
Hmm? When was this? 10 hours ago? Rome unites in protest Meloni's Israel policy under siege. Wait, Meloni is pro. I don't know much about Italian politics, but Melon, Prime Minister Melon. Is she Prime Minister or President? Prime Minister. I don't know much about her politics. Brothers of Italy, fascists, 100%. No benefit to the Palestinians. Meloni repeats criticism of Gaza flotilla. Yeah, okay. Meloni is right wing or right. They need an underwater aid vessel, like some device that travels there under the radar. Would they be able to do that though? Can't you detect like submarines from a? Aren't you able to detect submarines? Right wing. No, you don't have to apologize. I assume that's what you meant because I don't think anybody in this chat agrees with Giorgia Meloni. She is from the party that was, I believe, founded by the the granddaughter of Mussolini is somehow associated with her. That's all I don't know much about her, but except that.
Rome, October 2nd, 2025. The streets of central Rome filled with the sound of chants, smoke flares, and marching footsteps as thousands of demonstrators poured out of the city's main train station. Their anger was directed at the Israeli interception of a Gaza-bound aid flotilla, an incident that has rippled far beyond the Mediterranean waters. For many in Italy's capital, the protest was not just a symbolic gathering. It became a decisive political act, bolstered by Italy's largest trade unions, which have called for a nationwide general strike on Friday, October 3. The demonstration started at Rome's bustling Termini station, where activists unfurled a massive banner.
They'll probably be able to track submarines, no problem, just like they do with boats, unfortunately. Yeah, but... Yeah. But they do, I agree, they do need some other way to be able to get... Or, I don't know, maybe the persistence would work. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, why did they spell strike like this? Do you see how they spelled strike? Right there. With an asterisk instead of an I. Anyway, it just seems weird to me. Maybe not weird. I'm just surprised that the IDF hasn't done something to the flotilla. I mean, they did something, I believe, in 2010, where they killed a bunch of people on board of one of the flotillas. But maybe the persistence is key. Like if they just keep on sending fleets of these, flotillas to the shore, if only to drum up awareness of what's happening. I think that might work, but the submarine or like an underwater device, I feel like could also get spun very easily by the Israel lobby as some sort of a combatant device, maybe. I don't know, but you're right, Stray, that they need some. If the objective is not just to, which obviously I 100% Hamas submarine. They also send well-known people. Yeah. Not that I like. There's obviously I support only drumming up support and not actually being able to get aid there. Not drumming up support, but like rallying support and not actually able to get aid there. It's still worthwhile in my opinion. But if they're going to be able to get actual aid there under Israel's noses, I feel like there's got to be a different way. But anything by air or underwater might set off some sort of reaction. One of our representatives is a member of parliament that is on the flotilla.
That read, "Break with Israel. Let's block everything. General strike October 3rd. Stop genocide." The slogan set the tone for what would become a day of intense protest and defiance. Witnesses described a crowd determined to make its voice heard. Protesters carried placards showing support for the flotilla, which had been carrying humanitarian supplies, medical kits, food and water to civilians in Gaza before it was intercepted at sea. From the early hours, small groups converged at the train station and quickly turned it into the focal point of the rally. Demonstrators blocked traffic outside the terminal, waving Palestinian flags and shouting slogans. Some chanted, "Strike, strike," as they advanced in waves, while others lit red smoke flares that
Why are they censoring the word strike? Is this like an AI channel or something? What is this? The voice is definitely AI, or just like, I don't know what it is. But what is this? This is
filled the
weird.
morning air. The columns of coloured smoke became a vivid marker of the anger rising in the heart of the Italian capital. As the day progressed, the protesters began a march from Termini station towards Palazzo Chigi, the official office of the Italian Prime Minister. Their objective was clear: to confront the government and demand a stronger stance against Israel's actions. When the marchers approached the streets leading to Palazzo Chigi, they were met by lines of Italian police officers. The scene quickly turned tense, with riot police forming barricades to prevent the crowd from advancing any further. For several minutes, the atmosphere teetered between confrontation and negotiation. Some protesters continued chanting slogans, including the provocative, "Whoever doesn't jump is a Zionist." Yet, after discussions between protest organizers and police, a compromise was reached. The demonstrators were allowed to continue their march, not towards the front of the Prime Minister's office as originally planned, but to Piazza San Silvestro, a nearby square that became the final rallying point for the day. Italy's major trade unions played a significant role in amplifying the call for protest. Several labor leaders have described the Israeli interception of the flotilla as a violation of international norms and a humanitarian tragedy that required a united response. Union representatives emphasized that halting work for a day was necessary to send a clear message. Their appeal for a general strike on October 3rd has gained traction among transportation, education, and public sector workers, threatening to disrupt key services across the country. A labor organizer in Rome told reporters that Italy could not remain passive in the face of what he described as complicity in violence. He warned that the protests would continue if the government did not demand accountability from Israel. The Gaza-bound flotilla, often referred to by its organizers as a peace convoy, carried essential supplies intended for civilians trapped in the besieged Palestinian enclave. According to international relief groups, the flotilla included tons of food, medicine, and water purifiers.
Damn. Imagine us going on a general strike. Imagine the U.S. You said the party leader, if you don't mind, what, of where? Like of what country? But yeah, imagine us being able to organize like this. I wonder how many people were even there. Calorie mate torpedo. Oh my god, this lady. She's got Mamdani back. God, this lady. I could not, dude. The first time she interviewed Mamdani was like so painful to watch. She is so bad. Oh, Portugal.
Nominee for New York Mayor, Zoran Mamdani. And I so much appreciate your time, Assemblyman. And President Trump has just spoken out on Eric Adams getting out of the New York mayor race. And he told Reuters, called him on the phone and said, "I think that gives Andrew Cuomo a much better chance. I do welcome it." How wide is your lead, as you see it, over Cuomo now that Adams is out?
I think the race is fundamentally the same as it was, in that New Yorkers are not as concerned as to who is on the ballot, but rather what's on the ballot. And they're tired of this record that they've seen over the last 4 years where Eric Adams has raised their rent, where he has slowed down their already extremely slow buses, where he has overlooked the very neighborhoods he promised to protect. And they know that Eric Adams' record is Andrew Cuomo's agenda, and they want to turn the page on that. And that's what our campaign actually presents.
So Eric Adams, we know, met privately with Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff.
How are you, Alexa?
Earlier this
My face was forcibly shaven. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
This month is our understanding, and that one of the topics was possible opportunities in the Trump administration, one of which possibly.
I took a nap too long. It's not good for me. I take, yeah, especially on EST. Wait, did you just wake up? You're gonna be up all night. Uh-oh. Jake Tapper. Everyone on MSM is so bad. Jake Tapper is the fucking worst. But Aaron is also just like, what the fuck? The questions she was asking Mamdani last time, just so bad. Sorry, story. Can't believe the mustache was stolen from you. I know, dude. I know. It's goddamn, what the hell? What the goddamn hell? This is what I say to that.
Could be ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Why do you think Adams dropped out now? We are essentially 1 month from Election Day.
I have to be honest with you, I think it's a fool's errand to try and understand what Eric Adams does and why he does it. What I think is clear, though, is whether we're speaking about Adams or we're speaking about Cuomo, we're speaking about supposed leaders who are willing to put their own personal ambition before the needs of the people they're supposed to serve. New Yorkers are right now under attack from an authoritarian administration in Washington. Donald Trump has ushered through legislation that will throw them off their health care, take SNAP benefits away from them, all in service of the largest wealth transfer this country has seen. And instead of fighting back against that vision, instead of fighting for New Yorkers, these politicians are looking to get on the phone with Donald Trump to see what it is that they could broker together.
Do you think that there is some sort of a deal between Trump and Adams?
I can't speak to that. All I can tell you,
there already has been a deal between them. He already allowed ICE into New York City at the behest of, not even at the behest, in exchange for dropping his charges for corruption. There was already a deal made. What are you talking about?
though, is that Donald Trump is clearing the way for Andrew Cuomo because Donald Trump knows that Andrew Cuomo will clear the way for Trump's agenda. And New Yorkers are tired of that agenda. They want someone who's actually beholden to the people of this city, not to the White House.
So Trump's trying to say there's money behind this. He's threatened you on social media. He said, and I'm going to just read it because he just posted it today. He's going to have problems, talking about you, with Washington like no mayor in the history of our once great city. Remember, he needs the money from me as president in order to fulfill all of his fake communist promises. He won't be getting any of it, so what's the point of voting for him? So the number this year from the federal government was $7.4 billion to New York City. Are you okay if New York City loses that?
No, we will fight for every single dollar that the city currently receives from the federal government. And I look for examples across this country that showcase the best way to respond to Donald Trump's strengths is not collaboration, is his threats rather, it's responding with strength. And what we see in California is an attorney general of the state has estimated that for every dollar they spent on lawsuits against the federal government's threats to withhold funding, they won more than $30,000 in what would otherwise have been lost. And so we will take that same approach.
You visited a synagogue last week over the Jewish New Year, over Rosh Hashanah, to bridge a divide with the Jewish community that you have had. And in that synagogue, as the New York Times notes, they were among the very first to call for a ceasefire right after the October 7th attacks. The rabbi in the service actually called Israel's war in Gaza genocide, which is something, of course, you have done as well. Many voters, though, who care deeply about this issue, who are Jewish, vehemently disagree. They see all this as deeply anti-Semitic. They see you that way. And Congressman Jerry Nadler, who supports you and is Jewish, says bluntly, obviously he ought to be trying to assure the Jewish community. The community is very divided, basically on 8 lines. Do you feel the need at this point to reassure the Jewish community in any more or different way than you have?
I feel the need to earn the support of each and every New Yorker, and that includes Jewish New Yorkers who may have concerns about our campaign or our agenda, and to reassure them as to the focus of this campaign is to deliver for every New Yorker. And what I find, especially now in the high holy days,
I cannot stand how this topic keeps on coming up. I get that it's like relevant in some way, but the dude was wearing a yarmulke in a synagogue doing prayers for the Jewish New Year. Like what more? Like, he's already going over the top. He's already going over the top in order to, not even over the top, like maybe it's important, but to show that he has no anti-Semitism in him. And these fucking news networks, it's just, I know that it's why it happens, but it's just so annoying to see them keep on just fucking hammering it home. Like, these people are emotionless weirdos. I cannot stand listening to them. Halloween Beanie Baby says to make the Halloween door theme Halloween Beanie Baby. I don't know, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. I don't know what I expected. Office door contest. Wait, so it's like your office door? Hmm. That's cute. You can't see them. That's a cute one, kind of. Well, I will say that I don't think immediately that I feel like you could still do something with the black cat and make it, you know, creative, different. You know? I feel like that's possible. You could still do the black hat thing. I just don't know what. Maybe if you had a black hat with a little witch's hat on it. My neighbor told me my Halloween decorations aren't complete until I put up a picture of his witch ex-wife. Lord. Maybe a black cat beanie baby. Yeah, just tape a black cat beanie baby to the door and call it a day. No, I'm just kidding. Aw, I miss Halloween. Like, as a kid, I mean. Good times. Good time. That's cute. Is a cute one. This old Frankenstein guy. Anyway. Yeah.
This is a time when Jewish New Yorkers, especially with Yom Kippur, will reflect, will atone, will do the hard work of looking inward. And I think that our politics, our city, could do very well, frankly, to emulate those lessons and actually to be able to reflect upon what has worked and not worked in this city. And I was really privileged to be at that Rosh Hashanah service. I had an older Jewish woman come up to me and give me a sticker that said, "Reject the smear campaign, join the schmear campaign." It was a sticker of a bagel and why she was supporting our campaign. And I'm looking forward to attending a number of services for Yom Kippur with Congressman Nadler as we continue to bring this message to each and every Jewish New Yorker across the 5 boroughs.
So Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is visiting the White House as we are talking today. He addressed the UN General Assembly here just a few days ago in New York. Now, the International Criminal Court has a warrant out for his address. They say that they accuse him of crimes against humanity. You have called, as I mentioned, Netanyahu's actions in Gaza genocide. It's going to become not just a rhetorical, but a question rooted in reality if you are mayor. As mayor of New York, you will oversee the next UN General Assembly, right, if you're mayor. Will you abide by the International Criminal Court? Will you have Prime Minister Netanyahu arrested if he's here?
Look, I've said time and time again that this is a city that believes in international law. This is a city whose values are ones that deserve to actually be reflected in our commitments. And I think that our city should uphold the warrants the International Criminal Court issues, whether it be for Benjamin Netanyahu or Vladimir Putin. And also, I am not Donald Trump. I will follow the laws as they are, as opposed to bend them to my own will. So we will pursue every legal avenue to ensure that that accountability is present. And the reason for that is that the context we are speaking about, this is a man who has orchestrated a genocide that has killed one Palestinian child every hour for close to 2 years. This is someone whose conduct I hear about from New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. And they come to me with a horror at what they have witnessed. And for some New Yorkers, a horror as to what they have lost. There was a Palestinian New Yorker who spoke to me about losing 85 members of her family who were all killed by the Israeli military in Gaza. It's unconscionable. And a mayor's responsibility is to the people of this city,
My town has a big celebration on our main street for Halloween. Brings back that kid-like feeling a bit. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I wish I had. At times, I like living like in the middle of nowhere because I do live in the middle of nowhere, and I don't really have neighbors, and I definitely don't have a main street. But growing up, like I lived in like the burbs kind of, and it was just such a nice feeling of like going out and like the entire like all of the streets on my block are just like a buzz. There's just people everywhere. You meet people that you didn't know even lived near you, and I don't know, just running around with your friends as a kid and running away from Halloween decorations and shit. Shit was so fun. Such a good time. And just costuming in general was awesome. So fun. Like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yeah, exactly like that. Growing up in North New Jersey, Halloween was so good. We would be out until the streetlights came on. I live an hour from where they filmed Halloween Town, and they decorate it like the movie every year. That's awesome. That's so cool. Oh man, I don't know what that movie is. What is that movie? Halloween Town? Uma, what? Full movie. Should we watch it? Halloween Town High? What is this? Should we watch it in the Discord later?
For 1,000 years the worlds divide. Creatures of magic in Halloween Town reside. Witches and goblins forced to take flight, driven away by evil
This is
iron
cool.
knights. But the air
Halloween Town High. That's what it says, yeah. Is that different? I love Halloween Town. I don't know if I can just watch a whole movie on here. I don't know if that's allowed. Is it? This is the third one. Oh. Do not visit Halloween Town, St. Helens, Oregon. Oh, that looks fun. That looks so fun. Gotta be a Halloween Town.
I'm so sick of this. I want to know why we can't be like other kids and go out on Halloween. I mean, my poor little sister should be out trick-or-treating. But look at her. You've kept her from a normal childhood, and it's turned her into a wall ornament. Well, I think it's obvious why Halloween...
I live in the burbs. Wait. I live in the burbs, and we thought there would be more kids, but we only got 2 trick-or-treaters last year. What the hell? Yeah, what is that? Nobody goes trick-or-treating anymore, I heard? I don't know. I wouldn't know. I do live like Courage the Cowardly Dog. As in I don't have neighbors. Never forgive them for changing the big sister in Halloween Town. Wait, what do you mean? I don't know any of this lore. I'd never heard of this movie. Trunk or treat has killed trick or treating. Sadly, why would you do that instead of trick or treating? I don't understand. What's the point of trick or treating if you're just gonna go up to somebody's trunk and take candy out of it? What's the point? I sound like an old head right now, but what the fuck is the point? Is this CB? Is this CB? No way. Don't tell me this. Are you from Big Chad Guys? No way. That's awesome. Welcome. How are you? That's crazy. Hello. Oh man, you got to see my house. You got to see my house in a bit. I've done it over. I did it over a little bit. It looks a little bit better. And I got a what is it called? I got a millstone. Maybe I should. No, I won't pull it up right now. I got a millstone. And it took me like an hour and a half to. I refused to look up any tutorials because like I got this. And it does run now. I made some cotton or some wool into some string, and then I made a bow. But I have a millstone now, and a water wheel. I'm good. I'm psyched I found you. Yeah, dude. For anybody who doesn't know why I'm freaking out, shag is a bad word. Shotgun Doyle's Minecraft server. We met in there in the Minecraft server, and now they're here, which is just awesome. Which is awesome. I was actually watching Shotgun earlier on TikTok. Anyway, okay. Well, you'll be making a full-on farm in no time. Oh, I didn't even tell you. I don't know why. Anyway, whatever. I do have a cow. I have a cow now, and I had a wolf. Hello, y'all. I'm CB. CB is so nice. I should mention that CB. It has been so nice to me in the Minecraft server. They invited me to their house, and their house is awesome. So much automation going on in Minecraft. So much automation going on, and they gave me a bunch of oak, and they just helped me out a bunch, and they're very nice, and they seem great. But yeah, I have a cow, and then I had a wolf. I domesticated a wolf for a bit, and then I fell. Apparently you can fly in the game. Didn't know that. It's like it has like a mechanic that they did in the mod where you can like literally fly. And then I don't know what happened. I think I was hungry and I was trying to fly, and then I just fell out of the sky and I died. And so I lost the wolf. I don't know what happened. Thank you being nice to Uma CB. Hi CB. When you said hi on chat on Minecraft, I said hi back. Mine guy. Sorry. You took time off from streaming. Sure, you were actually deep in the mines. I played a lot of Minecraft while I took a break. I played a lot of Minecraft, and my house looks pretty cool now. Actually, I have a picture. I think. Do I have a? I took a screenshot. I think I sent it to somebody. Who did I send it to? It wasn't Shaguna. I don't think. Was it? Did I send it to her? No. Who did I send it to? I don't remember who I sent it to, and it's going to take ages to look back through these chats. Anyway, it looks not bad now. It doesn't look terrible now, and I have a farm, and I have plants and a cow. So
Halloween is bad. I mean, that whole razor blade and the apple thing was an urban.
taking a mental health break playing Minecraft. That is, come on. All right, what is this? What is? Hold up. God. Also, we've been watching an insane amount of Reno 911, but I love that shit. But also, this is a very funny emote. It was me. Oh. He was actually visiting Reno. It's been so fun. I love Minecraft binges. Yeah, you can't find crime if you ain't cute. If you ain't cute. Stop! In the name of the law. Fucking. I forgot her name. What is her name again? I know her first name. What do they call her? Officer what? Anyway, I'm finding out about Halloween Town for the first time. Thanks to Fresh Potatoes 111. Cool profile picture, my guy. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Oh.
I'm so sick of this. I want to know why we can't be like other kids and go out on Halloween. I mean, my poor little sister should be out trick-or-treating. But look at her. You've kept her from a normal childhood, and it's turned her into a wall ornament.
Well, I think it's obvious why Halloween is bad. I mean, that whole razor blade and the apple thing was an urban myth, of course. But then all that candy causes cavities and gum disease, and those masks everybody wears have these weird kind of toxic fumes inside that make your arms go limp, and
it's totally too late for him. Marnie, I'm sorry. I know that you want to go out with your friends, but there are just some things about Halloween that...
Marnie? It's a nice name, but I just never heard the name before. Marnie? That's why you're my angel and my baby. Angel baby. as they say. There's a song called that, I think.
You don't understand.
Oh, right. Like there's some big mysterious reason why we can't go out. Face it, Mom. You don't trust your own kids.
That is not true.
Oh, yes, it is. You keep us all in this big bubble. I mean, how are we supposed to grow up if we can't explore the world, try new stuff, and take some risks?
Marnie, I am just trying to protect you.
Yeah, you're protecting us from being anything but a bunch of vegetables. Hey, look!
Targeted, you mean called out for his actions? Shut the fuck up. We already talked about that. We know we were condemning him. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Annoying ass people.
I'm a potato. Are you happy now? Maybe I'll...
You'll hate Marnie's mom's boyfriend? Oh my god. Wait, why? We gotta watch this. Wait, what is girls? Wait, what? Okay, I've been wanting to rewatch anyway. Uma, please. Okay, wait. Halloween Town or Girls? I don't... Which one? Girls is a very important show. Okay, we can watch that. Deputy Renish Williams, that's what it is. Hell yeah, we'll watch Girls later. I'm getting off in a bit. Both is good. Okay. I want to see
put
this
down
clip.
some roots in the carpet. Hey, look! I'm a potato. Are you happy now? Maybe I'll put down some roots in the carpet.
Oh, no, Marnie. It's too dangerous. There are things about vegetables that you don't understand. Somebody's coming.
Come, my little wall ornament. Let's get you washed up for dinner.
Coming.
Come on, sweetie.
You're not being annoying.
Why are you so obsessed with Halloween? I mean, it's just like Mom says. It gives little kids dumb ideas about there being magic. Like that helps them prepare for life. Personally, give me a good nature documentary.
Shut the fuck up, Poindexter.
Halloween is cool, nature boy.
Yeah,
I mean,
nature
it's
boy.
exciting, strange, and ancient. Plus, Mom and Dad met on Halloween.
Shh, what are you trying to do? You know how talking about Dad always bums Mom out? I mean, why can't you pick some other holiday to get hung up on, like Arbor Day? Trees are important too, you know.
This dork. Wait, is this just a movie just broken up into clips? Fucking Arbor Day, what a nerd. Am I right? What the hell? This kid, Poindexter, if I ever seen one. No, I'm just kidding. Poindexter is kind of a lit character. I kind of fuck with Poindexter. I kind of see himself in me. I just realized, Nips, what you meant about the mom's boyfriend. Wait, who's the mom's boy? Oh my god, there's so many references that I'm not getting. This is awful. I gotta see this. It's a flying school bus? Oh, this is awesome. It's Mary Poppins. That's in the sequel?
Oh, come on. Come on. Suit yourself.
Meemaw. What is this? Debbie Reynolds is old Hollywood. Huh. Okay. This looks good to watch. Okay. What a cool, I just want to see what this is.
FCC be okay, Doctor?
What is this? South Park goes after the FCC chair in latest episode? Is that JD Vance?
Bones are healing, so he may regain full range of motion. But if the toxoplasmosis parasite gets to his brain, I'm afraid he may lose his freedom of speech.
Okay. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna call it there. It was, I know it was a short stream today. It was only 3 hours, but yeah, I'll be back obviously tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, which means that it will be on TikTok. Secondhand embarrassment for myself for what? Okay, well, I'm gonna get off and we're gonna put some Halloween Beanie Baby. It's your month, Beanie Baby. It is your month this month. Okay, bye. Good night, folk. See you on the server. But I'll be back in here for sure. Okay, cool. Awesome. We look forward to it, obviously, as you can see. Goodbye. I'll be in the... Excuse me. Jeez. I'll be in the Discord watching stuff regardless. So, anybody's welcome to join. Anyway. Peace out. Peace out. It's time to peace out. All right. Bye. Bye. Bye, Silent. Bye, all the YouTube watchers. Bye, Mason.